So we're looking at forms today and how we use them in Kajabi. This is part of this playlist where we're looking through everything there in Kajabi and really trying to show you everything to do. But forms are very important, hidden behind the scenes. Let's just give them some credit and spend some time here in this video. These forms have been created when somebody comes to a registration page and you ask them to put their name and email in. The form is where those names are gathered. And so under different forms, we've got different pots of people and they all end up in our contacts, but we can sort them by saying, I want to email the people who submitted this form. And actually, as we've put this together, I haven't come in here and made a form yet, but because we've put some funnels together, we've done other things automated, the forms have been generated in the background. So in the funnel that we made in the previous video, it's gone ahead and created this form for us. And so it's doing a double opt-in and it's gathering a name and an email. And here's an example of this, you see. So with this automation, when somebody submits this form, we're going to register them to the event. And actually, if we pop back here, you'll see that in action. So when we were in this funnel, this is what I mean. Somebody filled out this form on the front and it tells me there, it selects the form. If I wanted to change that form to a different one, I could click and it would take me over to the form. But when somebody registers here, it's going to take them to the next page afterwards, because that's what we're doing and that's our confirmation page. But their name, their details are being gathered and they're being registered to the event, which is the webinar that starts on Wednesday the 13th. Sorry if you missed it. And then that will have sent them across to the confirmation. So you can see how important that form is, of just gathering that in the background and making sure people go where we want them to. As I say, we will use that when we're doing our emails. It's a great way to organize people and send emails to specific groups of people that have completed the forms. So let's just create a new form here and we put a title on it. And obviously you would normally have, as it says there, full opt-in 2015. Shows how dated this is. Yeah, it would be a lot more relevant. So when you've got your list of forms and you want to be able to go and look at the submissions, the customers that have signed up for it, it needs to make sense for you. Then you can have double opt-in, you can have single opt-in. So double opt-in means that if I register to download something, before I get it, I'm going to have an email that says, hey, before we can accept this, please can you just click here to confirm it's you. That's what's called a double opt-in. It is better. It definitely makes sure you've got somebody there rather than it being some bot. Not everybody likes it, certainly if you want to get something instantly back. So you can have a single opt-in instead, and that will have this recapture on there. It says it's disabled at the minute. Yeah, there we go. Inside of settings and forms is where you turn that on. So that'll be that one. Sometimes you get the series of pictures or it's a jumbled up letters that you've got to actually type out what you're seeing just to confirm that it is a person. Then we've got the form fields. And so name and email. Maybe you don't want name, so you could untick that. And now all we're going to do is get somebody's email address, or you can add other fields in here as well. So the addresses and things like that. And you can create a new field, a custom field. I know we've had customers in the past that maybe they need like a license number or a registration number to an association to get that information from them. So you could pop that in here if you wanted to, and you can have all different checkboxes, radio buttons, things like that as different form types. If that's a bit more advanced, not many people use that. And I would recommend, if you are doing that, to you can head off and watch some of the videos showing you that. And then, as we said, there's automations attached to the form as well. So when somebody submits the form, we can do all these different things and add them to an email sequence, add a tag, register, deregister. Okay. Over here, it's just saying to us about after submission, do we want to send a notification to your team? So we can just pop in an email address here, and then every time somebody submits, it could email somebody, send the contact to a third-party email provider. So if you're still using someone like ConvertKit or MailChimp, it can send this submission over to there, to that email list. Yeah, I really encourage you to come and use Kajabi. And then the third one there says send them to a custom thank you page. We tend to do this. I don't know if you saw that earlier, but when we were in that funnel, it said when this form's submitted, what do we do next? And it would send them to another sales page. So we tend to do this over on the sales page rather than on here. But yeah, straightforward as that. You'll list the submissions, the people, and an embed link there if you wanted to use this externally and embed it. Yeah, I don't think I can say much more about it. That's forms. And that brings us to the end of marketing. So we're going to move across to contacts next and have a quick look at that.